Hi, I'm Mara Lathrop, and I'm here with Brennan LaBrie at the Port Townsend Film Festival. This is the 10th anniversary year, right? Earlier today, in the garden tent venue, we had the privilege of having an hour with our special guest, Cloris Leachman. But right before we started, I asked the audience, for who had questions that they wanted to ask Cloris. And Brennan, you were, what, number 9?
Yes.
And so Brennan had his questions for Cloris Leachman, and he asked him. So what were the questions?
My first question is, what was your first start in the entertainment business? And she answered that she started doing just a family play. And from there she's become a really famous star, TV star, and movie star. Her first paying job was reading the funnies, the newspaper funnies, for the local college radio.
Do you know who Cloris is? Were you aware of her before this interview today?
Yes, my mom and dad are big fans of her. They saw her in the Last Picture Show.
Yeah.
And I saw her on the Ellen DeGeneres Show.
Oh, you did?
Mm-hmm.
From what you knew of her before you ever saw her on the Ellen DeGeneres Show, what did you think of her before you met her?
She was a very good actor. Of course, now that
Oh, how could you tell that on the Ellen DeGeneres Show? What was she doing that led you to believe she was a good actress?
She was actually on a show that, it wasn't her show she has now. It's a show where she played somebody. It was...
I remember that show. Okay, all right. All right.
Yeah,
Cleared up.
and
Thank you.
but now that
So who did Cloris play on that show? Do you remember?
her mom, Ellen's mom. Yeah, but now that I've actually met her in person and seen her, now I saw a clip of it again, and I noticed how good of an actor she was.
Yeah.
Even before I met her, she didn't stand out too much. I did enjoy her part. She did a very good job with her part, but now that I've seen her, now I really appreciate her good acting.
Mm-hmm. And what was it? So did you have that heart-thumping thing, from meeting somebody really famous, or did you feel more matter-of-fact about, like, when it was your turn to ask your question?
I was nervous, and my heart was thumping.
Really? And then were you surprised by? Well, why don't you tell me what exactly happened? You asked your question, and suddenly you were like the co-star of the Cloris Leachman show, weren't you?
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Who has question 9, please?
Young gentleman, would you step forward, please?
Stepping into the
I'll go over to him.
Oh, that's so funny.
My name is Brennan LaBrie, and I live in Port Townsend because it is a beautiful place, and I'm here at the Film Festival to interview her for Time for Kids.
Oh, yay! She's 10 years old.
When was your first job? When did you get your start in entertainment?
Those are 2 questions. My first job was, which one shall I tell them? Well, did I have to get paid or not paid? Is that a yes or a no, what did I say? Oh, in the entertainment business was my first job. Well, a lot of firsts for me. There's a first one when I was 8. 8 years, he wrote. I just finished my first dance training once a week with Rose Lorenz in Des Moines, Iowa. And I had a little green tutu from my recital that my mother made for me. And she used to sit behind the dining room door in the dining room with a Singer sewing machine and make marvelous things for my little sisters and me. Our clothes and our costumes and everything. And my mother called Mama. M-A-M-A.
She just brought me up, and I sat in front of everybody in a chair and got to sing a song for everybody, and I asked her a few questions. And
What were the questions that you asked her? You remember?
oh, gee. No, questions that came to mind while I was sitting there.
That's a good skill to learn as an interviewer, how to let the questions bubble up inside of you, so that
And then just let them roll out.
Let them come out. Yeah.
Yeah, and also I'm going to write a story on the Christmas movie she did.
Yeah.
For Time for Kids, because
Totally cool.
kids can watch it. So
Yeah. I wonder if, because you're a member of the press, if you could get a screening copy of that so you could actually see the movie and write a review before it came out. That might be really cool. You should check with the powers that be for your news organization and see if something like that could happen. What's the worst that they can say? No.
yeah, and also I looked it up on the computer, and
What did you find out?
I saw a little behind the scenes.
What do you think? Does it look like a pretty good film?
Yeah, she has a van with a pig, and she has a shotgun that only stings people, not hurts people, and she's quite a character in that movie.
Is it like a funny movie, like a funny Christmas movie?
Yeah,
You think?
yeah, it looks like one of the funnier ones.
What did you think of her in person? Did you think she was a funny person?
Yeah, I really like how she poked fun at everybody who just stood up and just made jokes, and
including you.
Oh yeah, including me.
I really liked how she kept, slowly spelling words, occasional words out to you. Like, what was one of the words she spelled out for you?
Backyard.
Can you spell backyard for us, and then we're going to wrap this up so you can go see your film?
Yeah, she also told me how to spell sue, like sue somebody.
Go ahead. Backyard.
Oh, B-A-C-K-Y-A-R-D.
You messed up on spelling journalism. Can you please spell journalism for us before you go? There you go.
I was so nervous, so that's probably it. Journalism.
Excellent. This is Mara Lathrop at the Port Townsend Film Festival in beautiful Port Townsend, Washington.
I'm as corny as Kansas in August. I'm as normal as blueberry pie. No more a smart little girl with no heart. I have found me a wonderful guy.